What's up, GDQ? Rad here. Used to go by Radicoon, changed to Rad Ringtail. I'll be submitting a few two-player races between me and Dan the VIP, both GDQ veterans, I can say that now, for Enter the Gungeon, which is a very popular game, very commonly recommended roguelike twin-stick shooter hybrid with lots and lots of gun puns. And it's known for its like really vibrant pixel art, high action, and just all around fun, rogue light gameplay. So we'll be submitting 3 races, and I'll kind of add this section to the beginning of each of those video submissions, all 3 of which have a few things in common. One is that we'll be playing on turbo, which means the game runs about 30% faster, and it's just harder. It's just a casual mode that makes the game a little bit more visceral, and we like that. We like to go fast, so that's one setting we'll have. 2 is called rainbow mode. So at the beginning of each floor, we're going to open a rainbow chest. It's going to contain 4 guns and 4 non-gun items. We're going to have to very quickly select which of those we want to add to our arsenal and then move on. And that will kind of clear the rest of the floor there's like 5 floors. You go through 6 if we add the hell % incentive. And normally there would be like a couple chests per floor. There might be some items in a shop. You get a drop from the boss at the end of the floor. And there's just too much variance there for a live setting for Marathon, and to keep it snappy, we just figured that take a little bit of the RNG out, but still keep that improvisational style and the fast pace of the game. So Turbo, Rainbow, and we're going to be playing as a character called the Gunslinger, which is a character that was added in the last title update for the game that basically gives all of a gun's synergies, whether or not you have the required items to use them. So in some cases, it makes really basic weapons really overpowered and kind of levels the playing field so that basically any gun you get, you can do something special with a few exceptions. So that, again, makes it a little bit more fun, a little more loose, a little fast. And for a race setting, the combination of 30% faster, high-powered weapons at the start of a floor with, having to pick and choose very quickly when time is of the essence racing against each other, and then having a character that can just wreak havoc in the game is a good foundation for all of our submissions to start on. Now, you see in the category we put no op, no AWP. What does that mean? Well, there's a gun in Gungeon that, when paired with the Gunslinger, is essentially broken, and it's boring. You can spin the control stick or the mouse around the character 7 times, and it stacks damage each time, like your 360 no-scoping, right? And so you can one-shot bosses, you can kill any enemy in one shot, and that buff lasts for a few seconds even if you switch guns. So the best energy you can get is to charge the op, swap to another like room-clearing weapon, pop everything in one hit, and you just do that over and over and over, and then hope you get even luckier with an item that can help you skip floors or bosses or something like that. And while technically it is what commands the top of the leaderboards in almost every category, we think it's not very engaging for an audience, not super fun to play. And so that's why we're just explicitly excluding that from our pool to make sure that all of our races are fun and engaging. So the first race we're submitting is for any % with a conditional incentive to upgrade to hell %, which we'll submit later. That means that we're going to get start at floor 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, beat the boss on floor 5, and end the game. So it's a short category. We figure it'll come in 20-25 minutes. We need to figure out the exact time for the submission, but it's the most basic category. Combine that with Turbo, Rainbow, and the Gunslinger, and it'll be a nice, consistent, tight, 15-minute in-game time kind of target for us, where you see the normal any % run of the game, you see the normal big bad boss at the end, and then if donations are met, we push forward into the hardest level of the game and try to beat the final boss. It's a good starting category. We think the others might be a little bit more fun, but if we're time strapped or maybe we want to do a couple races, this is a good short category that fits in that small window. For this submission, we actually did 2 back-to-back, like unscripted races just to kind of see what it would feel like off the cuff. And yeah, take a look. Thanks for viewing. So this game is fast. There's a lot going on, and we don't have like a script to read. We're just going to kind of talk about our gameplay experience as we go and the mechanics we run into. So Dan, I'll let you pick the first thing to talk about, and we'll just go from there.
All right.
Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be interesting. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go for it.
Let me make sure I actually pick up the right gun. Starting with the finished gun is actually a good thing to talk about, because a big part of this game is progressing from run to run, and the finished gun is like that ultimate progression. It starts out as the unfinished gun, and you eventually land on what we have now, which can randomly appear in the Gungeon, including the rainbow chests. And the final shot in each clip is going to reflect bullets back. It also gives me a large amount of curse, which is kind of a passive stat you have in this game, which can be good or bad. The good here is cursed makes it more likely that upon clearing a room I get an item. That item could be ammo, and with the finished gun, that's all I need really to finish the game is ammo.
You also get a lot more money from jammed enemies, right?
If you say so.
Yeah,
no,
I think
I'm
you
pretty
get a
sure that's
slight
right.
advantage that way. But they have a lot more HP, so it takes longer to clear. So it does. Gungeon is really good at kind of balancing, you know, like the good with the bad. Like it's never going to let you get too overpowered, which is not really true. Because, oh, okay, so I just immediately took 2 damage in the first boss fight. That's fine. I started with the AK-47. Which normally is pretty cool. It's like the AK-47, except you can shoot doors to unlock them. But because the Gunslinger has a bunch of synergies, we just get a really powerful gun with unlimited ammo and full auto, which is just a nice thing to have in a marathon setting. Normally, you could get an extra heart tank if you beat a boss without getting hit, and that's usually what would happen in these runs. But sometimes you just don't.
I'm gonna grab the potion of gun friendship on floor 2.
Okay.
I don't know if that's the...
You're floor 2 already? Come on, man. All right.
I finished.
That's fine.
I finished. You were about halfway through the boss when I finished the first boss. But floor 1 can be pretty quick. The room generation is technically kind of solved for all the floors, but it gets kind of overly complicated the further in the run you get. But on the first floor, depending on how many doors there are in each room you go through, you can kind of predict where the boss is going to be. And then also, just depending on the size of the map, it is really going to dictate where we try to find the boss, because the boss arena is large, and so you can pretty easily tell where it can't be on the map. And that's a lot of kind of on the fly how I try to find the boss, at least.
Yeah, every floor has essentially like 2 loops that you're trying to choose between, or find, not choose between. And they each are going to have a chest. One chest is guaranteed to have a gun, and one a non-gun item. Neither is relevant to us because of rainbow mode. So we're trying to stay out of the loop as much as possible. The problem is the boss and other miscellaneous rooms are kind of like generated on the fly based on a script that the game randomly picks from, like a pool, and puts those special rooms, including the boss room that we're trying to find, just kind of somewhere in there. So we have to make educated guesses, essentially, about where to go. There's no hard and fast way to like memorize. Even if you memorize every generation, you will end up still having to make a choice between like, oh, okay, I know this room could have the boss off of it, but it will be like a 30% chance or a 33% chance, right? So you have to sort of make a choice, clear a room if it was wrong. Dude, I took damage on the second boss as well. I'll let you take over. That's fine. I don't think I'm in danger of dying, but
yeah. Well, and even there are rooms that like are technically hallways in the game, but there are rooms that have enemies, so it's like it's difficult when you're trying to get like a 12-minute run-in to recall in the back of your mind. Was that a room? Did that have 2 doors or 1 door? So a lot of it does come down to intuition, and it's really nice with rainbow mode as well, because we're not necessarily hunting for those guns. We're not hunting for the shop. If a shop comes along and you can get it, it might be nice to refill ammo or to grab a heart. But a lot of the resources that would normally kind of overly complicate the 80% run kind of weeded out on rainbow mode.
Yeah. Also for floor generation, like anytime there's multiple choices, you usually want to pick like the outermost one, right? Because like the odds of it looping back are much lower if there's like multiple choices and one is a more interior selection.
Yeah, going
Although that
kind
could,
of away
you could
from
get,
the start and away from the center is always a smart choice. And then the game just kind of tricks you sometimes.
dead end rooms that you only see once 100 generations or something.
Or the forge where the boss is like in the middle somehow.
Yeah. There are more generations earlier. Like, you can technically memorize them. I don't think it's super necessary. A lot of players, when they play the game, will, like, pause after they see certain rooms because the in-game timer pauses. And then, like, look up what the generation is. That's super boring to me. So
I didn't even think about that.
A lot of people that submit these days do that, and it's like, it feels kind of weird for them to just pause for like 5 minutes, and then it's like, are you speedrunning at this point? But like,
well, that's a good point
that's
about
the thing.
Just like roguelites in general. The speedruns are such a kind of unique take on speedrunning because it's always a new challenge, and every race is going to be different, every run's going to be different, and it's, I think for some players, it's just as much about just mastering the game and being able to handle anything as it is being able to optimize the perfect scenario.
Yeah, the improvisation is really fun, and just, it's sort of like the speedrun is a nice cherry on top for when, you know, you've invested 100 or 200 hours into clearing the game casually and you kind of want that next step. It's a pretty natural extension because you don't have to go learn like a ton of speed tech. You just sort of have to learn a little bit and then add that to sort of the muscle memory and game knowledge you already have. And a lot of times it can help clarify. Bro, what?
Are you lost
This
on
is the
floor
weirdest
3 somewhere?
generation I've ever seen. What am I missing? Oh. Okay. I had one of the trials, and I think it confused me a little bit. I thought that was a special, like a map room or something. Okay, that's fine, that's fine.
You know,
I'm probably way behind at this point, but that's fine.
I've been tricked on those kind of the extra rooms so many times that, like, if I see there's like mini games and like extra vendor rooms you can get, and every now and then it's not a dead end. It's usually a dead end, but every now and then that's the way to go. And at this point, if I see one of those rooms, I'm going to go in it regardless, just because it's so easy to miss the way to go. Because you're just sure. I don't know if that's what happened then, but I'm just like, I'll just be sure that, like, no, that can't be it. And instead of spending 5 seconds looking in a room, I spend 5 minutes looking at every other room in the floor.
The game is really mean in that sense, too, because, like, sometimes you'll swear that you've learned, like, no. Every time there's a mini-boss on floor 5, like, it's the dragon's got to be through there. And then every time you decide to take it, it's not.
It's not, yeah.
Like, so
I think the only hard and fast rule is if there's an exit from the forge shop, that's always the route to the boss.
Okay.
And it's true 100% of the time.
I will say one of the things that this game maybe could have been a little bit better at for speedrunning is there are a lot of rooms that have sort of fixed length enemy encounters. So, you know, like, you'll have to wait for them to spawn over and over, and even if you can do massive damage to them, it doesn't actually speed up the encounter. Especially in floor 5 and 6, there are these, like, blob enemies that have to just kind of go through this animation.
They have to burn out.
Yeah. There are ways around that. You can specifically use like the Pac-Man power and just like eat them or push them into a hole or something so they don't have to go through that. But that's very situational. It's great when it happens, but...
That's another point of just like how the game works, is a lot of these rooms have potentially 2, 3, 4 waves of enemies that can spawn, but you're not always going to get every spawn whenever you encounter that room. So it's kind of a complicated process to get down to it.
I just got like the crazy maze room in floor 4.
Ugh.
Okay, so here we've got zombie bullets that are gonna spawn. So I just kind of have to wait until there's like 5 waves of those. Like no matter how much damage I do to the room, they don't spawn in until you cleared like wave 4 of them.
I did not realize how strong the bracket key was until I learned that it deletes all the waves.
It stops those waves, yeah. I passed on it earlier for a bullet modifier, so I don't know. We'll see.
One of the runners, Halantian, keyed me into the bracket key, and it's like, it's not always great, but if you have like the ideal, if you have like a good gun or something to go with it, and you know like which rooms to use it in, I think both of their like really good all floors runs are with the bracket key.
Of course, I got the kill pillars.
I always want to like that boss. I think because certain guns are so much better for the kill pillars than like every other boss, it makes it really situational.
Yeah, there's a pool of bosses that can appear on every floor, and some are just like unambiguously better than others, both as a casual player and as a speedrunner. I did get the master round though, so I'll take that.
Let's go.
I mean, so right now I'm rolling like blank rounds, and then I got the chaos amulet, so I'm just kind of doing weird stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm taking double vision, which is a pretty weird one.
It's a strong damage output.
I just walked off. Okay, there's a lot, because you're trying to move so fast, and because we have turbo mode on. It's very hard sometimes to avoid walking into pits. They don't stand out a ton in the game's graphics sometimes, especially on the darker floors.
Also, just like running in, there's a few rooms on each floor that could just be obstacle rooms, and it's so easy to just run straight into like spikes or fire because you're not expecting to just be in an obstacle course instead of, you know, an actual room with enemies.
I forgot those platforms don't come quite together. Okay.
Well, I'm on the last phase of the dragon.
Okay, good. Hopefully I'm not too far behind.
I got the black hole gun because I didn't know what to take on the forge, because I know the finished gun can't one cycle the heart, but...
So, the black hole gun's interesting because it's basically instant win on rainbow mode, but it takes a long time to charge.
It's not fast. It's not a fast way to win the game. And that's the dragon dead. And you got a mini
stuck
boss.
In the Aghanim fight. Yeah. So the A key was a risky start. Like it's not a great gun. We definitely had a strong contrast there of like perhaps the best start. Wow, long generation for floor 5 here. Going through the shop and still I think the loops might be nested here.
Oh, that's if you exited the shop, that's there's the gun. There's the dragon.
I'm just gonna tank that. This should with the chaos amulet. So my bullets are blanking randomly because I have blank bullets, and then the amulet, in addition to giving me an extra blank per floor, is also going to do random effects when the blanks trigger. So like slow, ice, fire. Not many of those are going to do much to the dragon, but they are going to pretty. I don't know. I guess add a little bit of DPS.
You look like you're hitting the damage cap on the dragon.
Yeah. Oh yeah. For sure. For sure.
Which this game has a rolling damage cap on most fights and most guns that you can never do more than a certain amount in like a rolling 3-second window.
Can we talk about how weird it is that when you kill the dragon, you have the option to go to hell or not, right? So obviously the timer can't stop. But oh, good. Yeah, I'm gonna have to 2-cycle this, unfortunately. Okay. But you the timer, even the in-game timer still counts once you kind of do the last.
Yeah, it's counting until
input.
the very end.
Yeah, it's kind of not fair. So I don't know. What are we within a minute and a half, something like that? I'm not counting.
I got 13:30 in game on the results screen.
Oh, yikes. Okay, well I'm at 15 right now. But this is with very little D-Rust practice for like a race setting. So already this close, and I made a less than ideal decision just to get the recording started. So
yeah,
not bad.
No, I think this was actually like a pretty good example of. I think we should do a couple more, and I think we'll, you know, at least get one that's. If we're like me starting with the finished, if I didn't have the finished gun, it would have
Yeah,
been.
the finished gun's a little broken,
Yeah.
just because it keeps you like you don't have to make as many decisions, right? You can just kind of point and shoot.
Yeah. Well, and then it's also like, whenever I get the finished gun, the way I normally play is if there's like a bullet in the chest, I just grab the bullet, like one of the bullet modifiers, because like it's just gonna do more damage, and I have a gun that I don't want to swap out. So.
Okay.
Round
2.
So.
All right, this is take 2. Same settings, same character. Do you want to go any percent or hell percent this time? Let's do hell percent.
Okay, I haven't
You're
been
set
to
up
hell in
for
a
it.
while. We can try.
Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay, well, I already like missed where the door was. Good. So this is the risk reward you take a risk for, right? Is I guess that's what risk reward means. This gun is really powerful but has very limited ammo, so I have to be careful not to overuse it. Watch out for shops to potentially buy more ammo. Make sure there's so we do have ammo in this shop. Good to know. This was an empty room. Okay, haven't seen one of those in a while.
Sounds like cheating. I like the hero's bandana because it like makes every gun have more max ammo, and so if you have it before you pick up the gun, you pick up the gun with max ammo, and it makes so many guns more viable. Do what?
I think it's 4 times the ammo.
It's so much that I don't remember how much it is. Yeah, it is 4 because it gives the makeshift cannon 4 shots.
Well, I just completed one of the, I guess, auto-generated rifle quests. That's very funny. Okay. Wow, this room is... Alright, well, you know what? I'm just going to go hard here. And then if I need more ammo, I can go back to the shop. That's the cool thing about a lot of these speed categories is you end up never needing money for anything unless you're playing like all floors.
Yes.
So if you need a little pick-me-up from the shop, it's totally doable, and almost everything you'll need you'll be able to afford.
I find myself buying blanks a lot just because it's like makes the no hitting the bosses easier, and I'm not really going to spend money on anything else.
So like you can kind of see I'm doing that. Oh dude, I just ran into him. How? Oh my god. I'm doing a strategy on the boss where I'm not full autoing the gun because there's no reason to. I'll hit the damage cap, and so I can conserve shots and just kind of meter out how quickly I'm holding down the trigger.
All right, I'm on to floor 2.
Wow.
I got a sub 1 minute boss door.
Okay, I have to buy ammo, so that's fine.
Well, I got the laser rifle. I got something to kill bosses with at least.
Okay, that's the rapid one, right?
Yeah. It's like impossible to use in the rooms, but good enough on bosses.
I did not get a good rainbow chest on floor 2. I ended up taking the admit one.
Okay.
Which is not, I mean, that's like decent, I guess, on some of the larger floors, but, or rooms, not floors. It's worth noting that blanks refill. So if you okay, found the entrance to the Abbey, which is not relevant. These spiders were added late in the game, and they are not fun. They are like the worst addition to this game ever. They have a ton of HP. Their patterns are fairly easy to dodge, and they just kind of move around the room and disappear and reappear
and take
seconds
forever.
later. One thing that's kind of fun about this game is like it hurts the replayability of it in a casual sense, I think, is that the room enemy generations are pretty similar. So you can like memorize when you see a room layout, like, oh, I know where people are going to spawn. I know exactly how to deal with this. And so that makes the mastery aspect of it a little bit cooler.
Yeah, I think it does a good job of like rewarding you with knowledge for just kind of like playing the game. That there's less of a barrier when it comes to just skill.
I find that I take a lot of damage on the speedrun, which is fine. Like, that's not...
Yeah.
Like, you get it back. If you're moving quickly enough, you usually get a lot of health back at the end of a boss fight. So... Okay, and I am out of ammo. Good.
Well, I'm still using the sidearm in most rooms, so...
What did you pick up on floor 2?
The laser rifle.
Oh, right, you said that, yes. And I took damage on the last hit of floor, so I have yet to get a, where's the boss room? Not the boss room, the shop. I have yet to get a,
Master round.
Yeah, that word. We are both playing on controller, which is like a slight disadvantage, but I feel like it's just like it's what did you learn to play this game?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I got the Heroes Bandana now, so now I just need one more ammo refill. I'll be good. Oh, and speak of the devil. So I got the red ammo refill, which is like I think 30% or 35% of your current gun. Or no, it's 50% of your current gun and like all your other guns, which is irrelevant to me.
Yeah.
But it's better than nothing. And in the casual game, it was a really cool addition.
Yes.
Okay, I need to be mindful of my health.
All right, I got the AK-47.
Okay, so you are now your ammo busting is not relevant on that gun, but it is a good gun nonetheless.
Well, and the Hero's Bandana also has damage up and I think speed up too. Or it might be coolness. One of those stats goes up.
Yeah, the bandana you're almost always looking for in the rainbow chest is the number 2, which is like basically symbolizes the co-op player's power or something like that. I forget exactly how but it basically gives you as a single player, I think a 20 or 40% damage increase. It's like kind of broken.
That's the white bandana, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the red bandana is awful.
It is the journey teleport, and it's not something you ever want.
It's so hard to
for
use.
any reason.
I mainly picked up the AK-47 just to have an infinite ammo gun going into hell, because I think that's like the...
I'm not going to get any master rounds in this game.
You're going too quick.
I usually no-hit every boss, like no problem. But I guess walking and talking is kind of its own challenge, right?
And there's some bosses that it's like more of a challenge on, and the Balrog is definitely one of them.
I'm down to 1 heart. I'm going to purchase another half. Okay. Fun fact, I actually tried to write an auto splitter for this game, and I'm gonna take the ice heart because I get a heart tank out of it. Which is me just making up for my mistakes at this point, but Oh, good. I got my little gremlin friends here who are just gonna appear randomly.
All right, I'm starting floor 4.
Oh, dude. I got an immobile enemy that appeared at the beginning of the room that I couldn't see. The worst. All right, what did you pick up on floor 4?
I picked up Spurn because it's the best thing that was there.
Yeah, sometimes you get a bad... I think the way Rainbow works is like you're guaranteed an S and an A, but it could be a gun or not. And then everything else is kind of downgraded from there.
Yeah.
So
the item I got will transform at when one of like 6 random things happens, but you don't know which of the 6 things it's triggered by anytime you get it. So it could be like running out of ammo or like taking so much damage, and it's basically worthless in this setting, but so was everything else I was offered. Oh, where is the displacer beast? Another of the multitude of D&D references in this game.
I got a shooting gallery. I'm gonna guess I have to go through it. Yep. Okay. Shop. Shop is pretty funny about being stingy. Like when you need something, it almost certainly won't have it. And I think it's actually engineered to be that way in some ways. Like if you have really low health, it will like not have a lot of hearts in it. That kind of thing.
That's interesting. There's so much of the RNG in this game is so opaque. And there's even like... We know the classifications of the guns in the game. But then there's like hidden classifications to them. Like there's like A, B, C, D, S, like that rank. But then if a gun is a shotgun, it's part of a shotgun class. And if it's a pistol, it's part of a pistol class. And there's even a class of guns that's the crappy class. And so the game determines what it's going to give you based off of that, like, secret information as well. So, like, if you've picked up a shotgun, the game is less likely to give you another shotgun. And the same with, like, every of the hidden type there is in the game. Which, if you know which guns are technically crappy guns, it can be beneficial to pick up a crappy gun. But on the Gunslinger, those really don't apply as much because some of the crappy guns are some of the best guns for the Gunslinger.
Yeah.
Like the Scrambler
gun,
and the Flare gun. Yeah.
Yep. Okay, 2 times in a row my first master round was on floor 4.
Spurn just evolved and I don't know why.
There's an enormous pool of weapons and items in this game. Like, I think that's sort of what people really like about it. Oh, I'm taking the ice cube. Sure. I'll get my bird friend more often. I think it's 3. Cool. It's like actually a significant amount.
You're so cool. Why did I have to get the High Priest?
The hand had turned into a gun. It's the first time that's happened. No, I lost the ammo. I went too fast. That's fine. We'll make it work. Oh, we're going to hell, though. The rat's almost certainly taken it by now, so yeah, I'll just move on. If you drop anything other than basic stuff like blanks, keys, hearts, the rat of the Gungeon will show up and take it from you. So you can't leave a room and then like just decide to go back and get a gun. You have to make those decisions just in time, and so you got to be paying attention.
I almost picked up Spice, but I'm on the 5th floor and it wouldn't have done any good.
It would have made you faster.
Yeah, I picked up all
taking stuff. You would have started taking stuff out of your pool for sure. Like once you start taking Spice is fun. I think well, I guess I don't have a mod loader, so it's gonna be hard to give it to the. I mean, we could try a robot run
Spice run.
Just like getting spice on the
Yeah.
first. But you basically have to do all floors to make spice worth it.
Spice is so much fun. Or you have to be playing not on Rainbow so you can get it in the shop a bunch.
Right. Anything to increase your cool so it'll like drop after every floor. Or, I mean, you know, like replace other pickups. Dude, what? I don't know if I could survive hell at this point, but we'll see.
I don't either. I did pick up Old Goldie, which ignores the DPS cap, but I don't know if I'm going to get there to use it.
Dude, why is everything so strong now? Okay, weird room layouts for me. I'm finding no dragon, which is a little scary. And no shop. I'm down to 1.5 hearts. Get him out. Man. I don't know.
I'm lost in the forge as well right now.
Oh, okay. Okay. The problem is, can I survive?
Yeah.
Well, I thought I just killed the bird. Oh, okay. Well, today I learned you can't summon him twice.
Oh yeah, if he's up once, you can't summon him twice. Yeah.
And I think if he dies, you can't summon him back immediately.
I got a forge layout where you go down.
I'm trying to save ammo right now. Okay. I have 1 heart.
No hit hell.
I mean, it's not impossible. Hell is just tedious because there's no shortcuts. There's no way you're gonna find the boss.
Even like the quickest route through hell, well, I might not even make it to the end of the forge.
This is a tough game for sure, especially when you're trying to maximize like the game is not designed for you to go fast.
No.
So okay. So we've traded, I mean, if we ended here, it'd be kind of 1-1 and a probably about the same margin. So you can see
I just started the dragon.
Yeah. So, like, we wouldn't... I think we're pretty confident that with this setup, there's not going to be any races that are just, like, absolutely blown open. Like, I could have ended the game right there, but we're choosing to go to hell just to show, like, what a potential incentive would be. I still don't think I would have taken the Lotus if I'd known I was going there. I'm going to take Andromeda. Okay, I got a little lucky there.
So Spurn is triggering when I run out of... when I, like, reload a bunch or whenever I use a certain percentage of my ammo, I think. I just got Spurn again.
I'm gonna have to be very, very careful with my ammo in hell. But also, you usually do get a lot of... Where is the guy? Oh, okay. Usually do get a lot of ammo drops in hell, so we'll see. There's actually only 1 generation in hell. But again, like we said, that doesn't mean you know where to go.
Yeah.
That just means you know like how the level, what algorithm was used to generate the level. Which means you're gonna like, oh, that's just gonna loop back, okay. No, I chose wrong. Okay.
I'm going to hell.
Good luck. I still have 1 heart. And I'm just rolling the sidearm right now, which is pretty stupid. But I'm a little worried.
Oh, I got the finished gun in hell.
Okay. That helps.
Yeah. I'm so gonna die still.
You also might get jammed enemies. Well, I'm dead. I died. Oh. So we both died in hell. Good. Great showcase. Perfect. But we could have stopped at any percent clearly. So if you don't see a hell percent incentive from us, then you'll know why. All right. As you can see, we traded with kind of similar times all around. So with a little bit more practice and refining of our approaches, I think it'll be an amazing race to watch, and I appreciate your consideration.